Anyway, so I'm going to talk a little bit about agent AI applications. So just a quick question. How many people actually are familiar with the Java? No one? Okay, a few. Great. That's nice. And then how many people are familiar with the Agentic AI application? Okay. So do you really use the Agentic AI? Not like some Jarvis in Tony Stark movie. Okay, that's good. So my name is Daniel. I'm from Red Hat for now, and then I'm going to move into IBM in Sweden. And then I'm based in Boston, just a 1 hour flight. I can drive anytime, by the way. And I've been working for a long time, Java, like 30 years, and which allowed me have like some Java champion, and also I've been a long time CNCF ambassador. I'm recently selected for new CNCF Tech for Developer Experience Co-Chair. So here's my contact, like a Daniel O, number 30. There are a lot of Daniel O around the world. So I end up with number 30, luckily. So before I jump into the live demo, let me really take one step back, try to understand agentic AI stuff. Because AI was not happening like a couple of days ago. It actually was invented almost 100 years ago with the artificial intelligence. And then a lot of great technology was evolving into AI ecosystem, like machine learning and deep learning. And then almost 2 decades ago, we arrived in predictive AI, and a lot of finance company, like a bank and insurance company, they already adopt predictive AI a long time ago. It's to basically analyze some existing billions of data, and then try to find some abnormal stuff, like a fraud detection. Someone tried to something which is illegal stuff, and then it's find like a fraud detection. And then we moved to generative AI, like almost 3 years ago. OpenAI unleashed upon the world with some generative AI, ChatGPT stuff, right? And then you probably have a lot of experience to ask some great question or dumb question to your AI application, like a Google Gemini, ChatGPT, among others. So my son, middle school, he actually using a lot of ChatGPT stuff whenever he got a homework. Hey, I just asked my homework in my ChatGPT, and then, yeah, you don't do that. That's not good stuff. But everybody using AI stuff. And then we arrive right now, the generative AI is a big difference, you already know. It's a generate content, video, images, source code, and text or whatever you want. And now we end up with agentic AI. So generative AI, you explicitly ask some specific question. Hey, I need to find something stuff. Like, hey, I gotta have some travel in New York, Manhattan tomorrow. What is the best place I have to go for sightseeing, or grab some food, or go to like some night tour or something like that. So that is a more like a generative AI stuff. And then, but you're gonna ask the same question for agentic AI, which AI actually decide autonomously any available tool. That is agentic. So just like a human being, I mentioned earlier, you can watch a Marvel movie like Iron Man, and there Tony Stark ask his question to agentic AI, which is Jarvis, and turn to in Ultron, and then Vision, and then it changed to like a Friday and so on. So here are just some of the agentic design patterns. So you probably heard about that reflection, like something like a reasonable thinking, just to give you some more time to your AI model, like a LLM, and then try to find the better answer and the best answer rather than instantly answer my question. That is a reflection. And then tool, so LLM and AI model is a super smart rather than one person, but it's not almighty God. So you can ask some very specific question. For example, who is Daniel? I can ask ChatGPT, and sometimes I got a right answer because you can search me in Google. That's why I can get my profile bio from AI model. But you can ask a very specific question, personal question to AI model, but you probably get right answer. In that case, that question probably relate to your personal matter or your business specific domain. In that case, you probably need to use like a function calling, which is a use tool. Could be accessing your own legacy database, or it could be using on your file system, or call something other external services. That is a tool. And then planning, and they're more like a multi-agent. So there are many agents, not only my agent, your agent. So if I have some team dinner reservation, I don't want to ask to my team member directly, but I just ask my agent. Doesn't matter Java, .NET, Python, I just ask my agent, and my agent asks your agent, not you directly. That's really happening, multi-agent networking based on like a several architecture, like a peer-to-peer, or a pipeline, like a agent A, agent B, agent C, and so on, and orchestration and hierarchical agent. So the question is how to build agentic AI application. There are many options. So for example, if you are familiar with the Python, and the Python actually older than Java. So sometimes, a while ago, I met some college student in Raleigh, and then they asked me, hey Dad, what kind of technology I need to learn for having better job, more money, and vision? And then I would say, oh, Java, and because I'm a long-time Java guy, they say, oh no, that's very old stuff, like my father thing. Java is dead. And then, so what do you think about on your mind? They said, oh, Python. And you know what, so Python actually older than Java. And then the reason why you're pretty much interested in Python, because when you're looking for a job in some area, and then there are many companies looking for the Python developer based on AI or some other stuff like a data science thing. So that's why you can find a lot of great AI agent frameworks based on Python, like AutoGen and AutoGPT and then Pydantic AI and so on. But this is not designed for Java application developer, because the reason why I bring up the Java stuff, because you know that many enterprise companies still using Java to build business application. So how do we handle agentic AI implementation with the Java stack? So there are a few options right now. For example, here's a Quarkus. It's a new Java framework. And then LangChain4j is inspired from LangChain, the Python Java Python AI framework. But it's just inspiration from Python and LangChain, not copy and paste. And then upstream project, LangChain4j, they're going to change the name, because a lot of people misunderstand, oh, you actually copy and paste or migrate Python code to Java. That's not true. But inspired from LangChain to implement many AI capability, tool, chain, and RAG, and among others, and how to access the AI model at least. And the model context protocol, you already heard about a lot of time. The MCP is open protocol, like some USB-C port when you access external devices. So this is like a standard way to communicate between your AI model and tools. So that is how to make your AI application. So I'm going to prepare some of the demo using MCP and multi-MCP, some of the stuff. Okay, this is my, when you go to Quarkus, this is a Java project. So Quarkus project, it gives some like a great project initiator and code.quarkus.io. You can actually select whatever you want, and then luckily you have some common use cases how to get started in application development. And you can see that there are REST API services, event-driven application, and web application, or like a traditional command line application. And then we have AI-infused services. The reason why we named on infused rather than AI power, AI enable, and so on, because we expecting you already have a business application on your legacy system or microservices, and now you're going to add or augment new capability along with the existing business services. That's why we love to use infuse rather than like enable, power, and among others. So when I select that thing, and then you can see that the two capability already selected. One is a LangChain for the OpenAI, communicate AI model, and the other one is a RAG stuff. I don't want to use a RAG, but I'm going to use like an MCP stuff here. So MCP, and then let me change it to like a project name, Java Agents, and then I just generate the application. And then I'm going to unzip file and open my IDE directly. There we go. Everybody can see that? Okay, pretty good. And then my application using Java 21. Let me change it the latest to Java like a 24, which is a better performance. And go to application. I don't have any application right now, just empty. And then let me try to create a new my agent application. Let's say agents interface. And then I have one annotate, like a register AI service, which allow me this plain interface to make a new AI application. Pretty awesome. And then I'm going to try to say return string and like an agent. And then user prompt is whenever you ask a question, there's a user prompt. And then questions. That's it. And then I needed to one system message. The system message is the initial message sending to LLM when your AI application starts. For example, you want to define and specify your AI model's scope, behavior, and preferences. For example, so this is my agent. Okay, you are a professional assistant. You can say you are like a doctorate, like a professor in the New York University, or you can say you are like a 3 years old, like always angry and super impolite, and whatever you ask, I'm not gonna answer your question. You can actually say that, and then doesn't matter. You're gonna call to like a giant GPT or one model. The model literally answer just like a 3 years boy or girl. So it depends on how to define. So this is not a sending by user, it's a sending by AI application. And then I'm going to one more line, all available tools should be utilized without any explicit request. So that is a one secret source for me. I just let my AI model, LLM, hey, you just need to use any tools that available right now for you. I'm not going to say LLM, hey, you need to use this tool, that tool, like based on workflow or business logic. I just let LLM knows you have a tools, just use that like autonomously. That is an agentic AI behavior. That's it. I don't need to do anything else. And then I'm going to set my AI configuration here. I'm going to using OpenAI, like a small model, GPT-4o mini. And then I'm going to set some MCP server because I'm going to use some MCP server like a memory because I want my LLM keep saving our conversation in there some memory, like external memory. Because when you ask some same question, like, hey, my name is Daniel. And then you can ask, hey, what is my name? And then AI model, hey, are you kidding? You are Daniel. And then I'm going to ask the same thing. What is your name? And then, oh, you are Daniel. And then I'm going to ask again. And then, oh, I have no idea who you are. So because LLM basically stateless, they actually fire or forgot. But if you set like some long memory storage stuff, and then maybe LLM keep remember who you are and conversation, but it's very expensive because not only you try to use the LLM, billions of people actually use the LLM. So that's why LLM most likely not going to store a long time, that kind of stuff. So LLM, and I'm going to use a web search, like some open source version web search, like a Google. I'm going to use a Google Map, and then I'm going to using Slack, among others. You can actually go to MCP, like a model context server in the GitHub repository. There are more than like 400 reference MCP server. Like every single vendor, every single open source project tool, they create MCP server. How to access that tool, going through by MCP rather than directly, because when you access a tool, you need to define, implement their own SDK, API, or their specification. But with the MCP, you don't need to actually do that. So that's it. And then I'm going to try to run my Quarkus like a development mode, and it will take less than 30 seconds, something like that. Oh, it's already there. Okay. It's that, and then, probably, let me try to, okay, I needed to use Quarkus Dev UI, which is like a graphical UI. In order to that, I'm going to add one extension, like a HTTP stuff. And then when you go back to my terminal, you can see that it automatically restart, like a JavaScript. And then when I go to here, okay, now I have a Quarkus Dev UI. And then, so you can see that I have one AI service too, which is agent, just I create, and then go to chat. You can see that, you are a professional assistant, and all about tools should be relied without any explicit request. And then here's my activity monitor on my macOS. I just see the npm processor, there's nothing in there, because when I go back to my application, I can set it up. When you access the MCP server should be running on some out there as standard or like a web server application server. But in order to develop my own Agentic AI application, I don't need to access the external MCP server, but I just need to confirm my application functionality with agent. So Quarkus actually Java framework allow you start like a small sub process with the JVM for MCP server for your dev environment. So I have some prompt engineering stuff here, and then go back to here. Let me try to here. Okay, so I'm gonna send first of all. So my name is Daniel, and I'm a member of a 2 team, and I'm like Italian food, and my colleague is a strict gluten-free diet. And then please find a good restaurant in Manhattan with the highest rating. I'm not going to some restaurant under 3.5 rating in the Google, so that's the too risky. And then you can see that there are many kinds of services, Quarkus thing, and then you can see that in behind the scene, Quarkus, the AI application actually invoke a lot of tools for LLM, and you can see there are Brave local search. You just make sure it's already searched before. If not, you can go to out there, and then there are many times to try to several search because LLM already know. When I go back to activity, you can see that now npm processor select memory Google Maps and search automatically create that. I don't even run this JavaScript, Node.js stuff. So my application automatically start up, and then my AI application, agent application connect to MCP server, and then go to like external Google Maps and external Brave searches, somewhere cloud to get resources from that tools. And you can see there are a lot of things happening. When I just ask this question, and LLM decide which tool I'm going to use, because LLM try to search using Brave search on internet, like a Google searching, and not gonna find the one time the right restaurant for me, because you find the Italian restaurant around the Manhattan, and the next thing is I'm gonna try to find like a narrow down gluten-free menu, and then close to like a Central Park, which is my asking. I can actually ask send the detail to the my Slack, lunchy time on Slack. So this is my Slack. This is my lunchy time for my team stuff. And then I don't have nothing in there. So let me try to send the detail to lunchy time on Slack, and back to my application. You can see that there are many communication between my application and then MCP server, and then in the end, LLM as well as external services as well. So, but I don't have any source code, how many times you're gonna use the tools, and which tool you're gonna use by LLM. I just said, you just use all available tool for LLM, that's it. So that's the Agentic AI application autonomously decide and go to 10 times, 20 times, 1 time, whatever you want until you find the right answer. And then go back to application. Oh, I just find that lunchtime, please ask. And then you can see there's some log. This tool uses Slack post messaging. And then go to here. Now I have a few restaurants. So, for example, the East New York best gluten-free restaurant. I don't know how many people actually visited this one of the restaurants. I don't think I do. Anyway, so this is how Agentic AI application stuff. So, and then once you develop Agentic AI application with Java Stack, MCP, Quarkus, so among others, and then now your job almost done, and then how to share this Agentic AI application? Because I would say you probably have multiple agents, not just my agent. Your colleague probably needs to create his own, her own agent application along with this agent. So best way you can share this agent as software template in internal developer portal rather than just commit and push somewhere centralized GitLab, because just using GitLab, your colleague also fork and download and then try to run with their own technology stack. Maybe your colleague are not ready to setting up this my local environment. But if your colleague already have own sandbox using developer portal, which is really cool. So this is my developer portal, based on Backstage. I already created similar stuff, like a developer experience, like a Agentic AI application. When I click on here, and then here's my Agentic AI app, like a KCD, and then I just create a new one, and then image registry, because I need to, once I compile, and then I need to containerize the application and deploy the Kubernetes, which create my own sandbox that includes Agentic AI application already done by someone else, and then IDE, like a Cloud IDE, like a VS Code on the Cloud IDE version, and my own CI/CD. And then I also need to select AI model, like any model, LM3 or DeepSeek R1. I just use my existing one, like a GPT-4 Mini. And also I can select the MCP server, like for example, Brave Search and PostSQL, and then memory, Kubernetes, whatever you want. And then I have a own GitLab, which is automatically fork, centralize the team, centralize GitLab, and fork into my account, and then I just need to use that GitLab rather than manually fork that kind of stuff. So it creates a software template which allowed my own sandbox for application development, specifically Agentic AI application. And then when I go to the giant dashboard, you can see many tab menu, topology view, and then you can manage your GitHub issue, and then you can also manage your pull request and merge request on CI/CD and GitOps and the Kubernetes stuff. You don't need to go to anywhere. You can see everything you need there. So I already created one thing just 1 hour ago, and you can see that topology view, and then this is exactly same thing, just like this one. So I think it's almost done, my demo. So first demo was how to start your Agentic AI application with Java Stack, just a local machine. And then the other one is how to share and then how to scale your Agentic AI project and application with your team. So let me just wrap it up. So a few things coming up in MCP, an upstream project. So as I mentioned earlier, there are hundreds of MCP server right now. So it's not easy to find the right one for your agent use cases. How to discover right agent. That is a MCP registry, like a service discovery and registry. And then there are more advanced agentic architecture will be supported, like a graph, from a rank chain graph, and the more interactive workflow with the multiple agent application, and then communicate multi-model, not only text-based like a chatbot, but also image generation and video generation and like a chatbot and so on at the same time. Because I'm going to ask some question, but it will generate text, but also image and video and so on. A few takeaway, Agentic AI dev is a little bit complex and spend a lot of time. And sharing your Agent AI project and application with the team could be simplified using like a internal developer portal. And the last thing for Java people and your team colleague, so focus on for MCP integration is to make it pretty much easier to start up your Agentic AI application development. That's all. Thank you so much and have a good rest of the day.